Good morning. I hope you're doing really well. It's the beginning of a new month, so all of the new Kindle deals are out. So I thought I'd just tell you what I've hauled this month in the Kindle deals, and just mention a few others that I noticed but haven't bought that maybe you'd be interested in. So the first one is the Enchanted April, and that's by, just let me have a look, it's by Elizabeth von Arnim. Now, this one wasn't in the deals. This one was actually recommended on a channel called Darling Desi. If you've not seen that channel before and you love all things cottagecore and beautiful and romanticising your life, I really seriously suggest that you go take a look. I get a lot of my inspiration for reading and things like that from Desi's channel. So she mentioned this book and said that it was lovely for this time of year, for spring, a lovely spring read. So I looked for it online and it was only, I think, 71 pence. So I thought, I'd grab that. So what this is about, I'm not entirely sure, but it seems a kind of vintagey inspired book. So Mrs. Wilkins and Mrs. Arbuthnot, I think that says, cowed and neglected by their husbands, make a daring plan. They will have a holiday, leaving a drab and rainy London one April and arriving on the shores of the Mediterranean. They discover a flower-filled paradise of beauty, warmth and leisure. Joined by the beautiful Lady Caroline and domineering Mrs. Fisher, also in flight from the burdens of their daily lives, the four women proceed to transform themselves and their prospects. So it seems like it might be a sort of a 20s-y kind of era. It doesn't say on here, but that's the sort of feeling that I get from the cover. So it sounds like quite an interesting read, and it takes place in April. So perfect for this time of year. Next is this one. I am so excited to get this. Practical Magic is one of my absolute favourite films. I've read the book and then I've read Magic Lessons, which is the next book. So now this one, Book of Magic, has come up for 99 pence on the Kindle deals. I'm so excited because I really wanted to read it but didn't want to pay full price for it. So the first, Practical Magic, follows the two Owen sisters and their struggles finding love, keeping hold of love, and their struggles with coming to terms with using their magic. The second book goes back then to the aunts and how they grew up and how they became who they were. Now this one is going back again, and it's going right back to the beginning to Maria Owens that started the whole thing. So I'll just read you the synopsis of what it says on Amazon. So we first met the Owens in the glorious novel Practical Magic. We discovered the tragedy of the Owens siblings in Rules of Magic, and now we learn how it all began with a baby abandoned in a snowy English field in the 1600s. Under the care of gentle Hannah Owens, little Maria learns about the unnamed arts. Maria has a gift for them, a gift that may well prove to be her undoing. When Maria is abandoned by the man she loves, she invokes the curse that will haunt her family for centuries, because magic has rules and they must be followed. This is the lesson that Maria will carry with her for the rest of her life and pass on to her children and her children's children. So this has gone back, all the way back to the beginning, to how the whole thing began. And you do see in the movie Practical Magic, you do see at the beginning this little bit with Maria Owens and how she puts the curse out on the family that they will never be able to keep love. So very excited to read this one. In fact, I'll probably read it next. Next, I bought this one. Now, let's just take a moment to appreciate the beautiful cover, but also, not going to lie, I bought this one because it reminded me of Bagpuss. So if you're not in England, Bagpuss was something that was on the TV in the 70s, children's TV show. When I was growing up, it was my absolute favourite thing. I've got a Bagpuss that still sits on my bed. And it was all about finding things, putting them in the shop window and finding new owners for them. And this is kind of what the synopsis of this book read like. So I thought, yeah, sounds great. I think I'll enjoy that. So just give that a little read for you. So, Nora's world has been turned upside down. Escaping heartbreaking London, she returns to her childhood home in Dublin, where her grandmother's beloved house is being sold. Nora has been left with an inheritance of treasured belongings, but no home of her own in which to keep them. Unable to bear auctioning them off, Nora resolves to stay in Dublin and open the memory shop. a very special business that matches each gorgeous object with a perfect new owner. That just sounds so exciting and beautiful. It's the kind of thing that, you know, I would do. It sounds really lovely. It's not long before these objects begin to transform the lives of those they touch, creating new stories and new chances at happiness. As Nora lets go of a lifetime of treasures, she unlocks tantalising clues to her grandmother's mysterious past. But can she finally let go of her own? It says, an uplifting novel set in a charming Irish community about love, family and finding your way. Perfect for fans of Jenny Colgan, Emma Hannigan and Carol Matthews. So that just sounds like a really nice, feel-goody kind of read. And like I said, the cover's beautiful. And it just sounds like my childhood dreams. So yeah, really looking forward to that one too. The next one that I picked up for 99p is this one, The Impulse Purchase by Veronica Henry. Never heard of this one, don't know anything about it, but had a little, you know, I'm always drawn in by the cover. So then had a little look at what it was about and thought it sounded like a nice little read. So this one says, Cherry, Maggie and Rose are mother, daughter and granddaughter. Now, me, my mum and my daughter, so mother, daughter and granddaughter, hang out together quite a lot, you know, go to garden centres and things like that. So I think that's what kind of drew me in to start with. So Cherry, Maggie and Rose are mother, daughter and granddaughter, each with their own hopes, dreams and even sorrows. They have always been close, so when in a moment of impulse Cherry buys a gorgeous but run-down pub in the village she grew up in, it soon becomes a family affair. All three women uproot themselves and move to Rushbrook, deep in the heart of Somerset, to take over the Swan and restore it to its former glory. Cherry is at the helm, Maggie's in charge of the kitchen, and Rose tends to the picturesque gardens that leads down to the river. That'd probably be my role. Before long, the locals are delighted to find the beating heart of the village is back, bringing all kinds of surprises through the door. Could Cherry's impulse purchase change all of their lives and bring happiness to everyone? Sounds cool. Escape to the glorious Somerset countryside with this joyful and uplifting story of family, love and hope. So yeah, another one that sounds like a really nice little read, you know, just one of those happy reads. I picked up this one, Celebrations at the Chateau by Jo Thomas. I read one of her books, I think it was last year. I think it was called Escape to the French Farmhouse. It was a really beautiful book. I really enjoyed that a lot. And I did a little bit of a video about it with some, because it was all about a lavender farm, and I did some lavender recipes, made some lavender biscuits and things with that. So I've not read any more Jo Thomas, but I thought this one sounded interesting, and it's set in France again, obviously at a French chateau. Again, it's just a nice little easy sort of relaxing read. I think it's the springtime of year makes me want to read more pretty things. So when their grandfather dies, Fliss and her sisters are astonished to inherit a French chateau. Travelling to Normandy to visit the beautiful, if faded house, they excitedly make plans over delicious crepes and local cider in the nearby town. They soon discover that the chateau needs major work and a huge tax bill is due. Unable to sell but strapped for cash, Fliss determines to spruce up the elegant old rooms and open a B&B. But Jacques, the handsome town mayor, is opposed to her plan. When it becomes clear that the only way to save the magnificent castle is to work together, Jacques and Fliss discover that they have more in common than they think. A romantic and uplifting read about turning your dreams into reality from the author of Escape to the French Farmhouse. So yeah, just another little, you know, bit of romance, bit of sun, bit of doing up old houses and all of that kind of thing. So yeah, it's the sort of thing that I enjoy reading outside in the sunshine. Now the next one is actually a set of 2 books. They were 99p each, and this is The Strange Worlds Travel Agency, which is a middle grade book. And it's the second book that goes after it as well. So I've been looking at these for a while. I've actually got the first book on Audible, but haven't read it yet or listened to it yet. So yeah, I thought this would be nice for us to listen to, me and my son to listen to together. So when the book came up for 99p, I thought I'll get that and I can read that then by myself as well. So when 12-year-old Flick Hudson accidentally sets up the Strange Worlds Travel Agency, she uncovers a fantastic secret. There are hundreds of other worlds just steps away from ours. All you have to do to visit them is jump into the right suitcase. Oh, sounds a little bit like Fantastic Beasts. Then Flick gets the invitation of a lifetime. Join Strange Worlds Magical Travel Society and explore other worlds. But unknown to Flick, the world at the end of the very centre of it all, a city called Five Lights, is in danger. Buildings and even streets are mysteriously disappearing, and once Flick realises what's happening, she must race against time, travelling through uncharted worlds and seeking a way to fix Five Lights before it collapses into nothingness and takes our world with it. And it says a magical adventure for 9+ readers that will take you to whole new worlds. When I was a child, one of the books that I liked best was Enid Blyton, The Magic Faraway Tree. And that was a set of books about a faraway tree. And at the top of the tree, a new world would appear there every day that you could visit. So this, hopping into a suitcase and going to different worlds, I guess, just reminded me of that book that I loved when I was a child. So I thought I would like to reread it. So that's all of the fiction books that I got this time, and I hope there was something there that you might enjoy as well, because that's the point of me doing this, so that you can see what there is available and what you might like. I did pick up now a couple of non-fiction books. So the first one is A Year of Living Simply by Kate Humble. Living simply is my thing, and especially, it's always been my thing anyway. We live on a very tight budget. But we like to sort of make our own things. We're quite handy between us as a family. We can generally sort of do most things between us at a budget, on a budget price. And so we like to live simply. We don't have big cars and lots of foreign holidays and things like that. Now, if you do, that's fine. I'm not saying it's wrong, but for us, a simple, hassle-free life is kind of what I'm searching for. The kind of go into a cottage with a vegetable garden and shut the door kind of life. And I guess since COVID, a lot of us sort of went back to that life anyway, because we couldn't go out, we couldn't go here, there and everywhere. We had to sort of stretch our money because a lot of us either lost jobs or were having to manage on furlough and things like that. So this book looked like something that I would enjoy reading. I'm going to give it a read, see if there's any other tips that I've not thought of, things that we're not doing. And I'm going to sit outside with it. So, sit outside in my garden with a cup of coffee and the birds singing and read all about a lovely, simple life. The last one that I bought is the Handmade Apothecary. Because again, like I say, we love a simple life, and I love herbs and things like that, making our own salves and creams and remedies and things like that is something that I really love to do when I've got the time. I bought this thinking, I've got loads of herb books already, lots of things about the food that you eat being medicinal and good for your body and things like that. But I thought I'll get this one, see if there's anything new in there as well, and see what other things I can develop. Now, just to finish off, there are a few books that I did not buy, some which I didn't buy because I've already got them, and others sort of took my fancy and I thought I'd mention them, but I've not bought them. So I'm just looking at my list here. So a nice sort of summary read, and I have got a few Jenny Colgan books. Sunrise by the Sea by Jenny Colgan. So that's just like a nice summary, easy read, what I call an easy read. A couple that are middle grade books that if I was at that age now, I still read middle grade books, but if I was that age, I would be all over these. So Scarlet and Ivy, and The Last Chance Hotel. These looked like books that I would have been really interested in when I was a kid. So I thought I'd just give them a quick mention. I'm not going to go into too much detail with these. And then another one, The Boy Who Lived with Dragons, which I thought sounded really exciting too. But if you want to see the synopsis on these, you just go online and Google them and you'll come up with whatever they're about. The next one is one that I've got already, which is The Familiars by Stacey Halls. Really, really enjoyed that book. So if you're looking for a good read, I suggest that one. Ali McNamara, Secrets and Seashells at Rainbow Bay. Now, I've got quite a few Ali McNamara books. I've read a couple and I've still got some to read. I've not picked up this one yet because I'm kind of liking having them in a physical book, but I might, by the end of the month, I might have gone back and picked this one up. Sue Monk Kidd, The Secret Life of Bees. Loved this book, such a beautiful book. I do have a physical copy of this one. So yeah, that's a really, really nice read as well. Alex E. Harrow, The Once and Future Witches. I have this on my shelf. It's one that I bought full price when I had some birthday money, but I've not read it yet. So I'm waiting for October to come around again for me to read that one. So that's on at 99p at the moment. And Jessie Burton, The Miniaturist, another one that I've got a physical copy of, but haven't got around to reading yet. But that one is also on at 99p. I'm hearing great things about it, so looking forward to reading that one. But again, it's a little bit more spooky, so waiting for October to come around again for that one. So yeah, I really, really hope that you found something there that you might want to purchase. Just highlighted a few. There are something like 1,300 something books that come out at the beginning of every month. They change each month, so I sit and go through them all. So there are many, many, many more in all different genres. You know, for 99p, you often find a book there that's been on your wish list, like for me, The Book of Magic. And you know, you've got it for 99p, so it's really worth going through them. On the first day of every month, I just spend an hour just going through everything while I'm having a drink, going through them all, picking out the ones that, you know, I want to buy. But there are loads of different genres and things that are not my style, but would very, very well suit someone else. So it's really worth going through them if you're a reader like me. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I shall see you again next time. Bye for now.